time and effort, but it would make it nice. But then, I suppose that's just me. Okay, let's think. We are a necromancer, so what kind of profession do we want? Well, there's a profession called artificer. An artificer basically makes magical artifacts, and I think that sounds good for a necromancer to start at least. Weaponsmith? No. This is the... If we look in the map, you can see this... See, we've come up here on the high road, or the low road? I don't know what it's called. To here, and you can see all the different stations, and there's usually a trainer around the station for each of the professions, and they're kind of signified by these wee symbols in the map, which is quite good. There's the tailoring one, which we might take up tailoring as well as artificing. There's the dueling, armorsmithing, weaponsmithing, artificing. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing anything wrong. My English is not good. Huntsman station and leatherworking station, and there should be a cooking station as well. Up here, cooking station. And they each do different things, and you can create different things to help you. So let's have a look at the artificing. Here we are, Master Artificer. The artificing station, I think it's just this bench, which you just need to be kind of sort of near to be able to use. So let's talk to this artificer.
May the Six watch over you.
Keep it in church, man. Okay. Artificers are always in demand. It takes extreme concentration and patience to craft magical items, but it sounds very, very cool, so let's do it. But first of all, let's ask her, what can I craft as an artificer? Scepters, tridents, staffs, foci, which I didn't really know was the plural for focus, but okay. Sigils and potions. That sounds good. Please teach me to be an artificer. You're now an artificer! That's it! If you have the components, you can begin crafting by taking them to an artificing station. Thank you! Now, the good thing about this game, let me see if I can get the profession up, which again, in the hero panel by pressing H, click on crafting. I'm an artificer. You can only have, as the same with World of Warcraft, 2 professions at once. 2 crafting professions at once. I've chosen Artificer and I can have another one. The good thing though is, if you want to abandon one and take up another, then all the progress and all the levels you've made in the one you abandon are kept. You don't lose them by just abandoning it. And let's say then you abandon another one and take back up the old one you abandoned, you'll have the same levels as you had before. Which therefore means you can theoretically max out all your crafting levels, which is pretty cool, and I think is even an achievement with a title and everything. So, let's have a look at the artificing station and see what we can craft. So by being near a crafting station and pressing F, which is the action button, I'm sure you can rebind it if you like, you bring up this panel, which shows you what you can craft here. Now these are the basic things you can craft. Crafting components, for example, if we wanted to make a trident, here we are, mighty trident, we'd need, pardon me, very pardon me, so sorry. We would need a vial of weak blood, which is just something that drops off monsters, low-level monsters, because this is obviously a low-level crafting thing, and high-level crafting things require things that drop off high-level monsters. You get the idea. So we need that, which drops off monsters, which you can also, of course, buy in the auction house, or the Black Lion Trading Company, as it's called in this game, and you need the components here, which you need a green trident staff and a bronze trident head. And a bronze trident head you make from a couple bronze ingots, so again, bronze you get from gathering, and a green trident shaft, this one, 2 planks of wood, which again you get from crafting. From gathering rather, but you actually get these which you refine into the green wood. So we'll do this now, and you can click craft all, it does it all. So we've got some green wood logs, we've got 20 of them, which is great, stored away. We need 3 to make 1 green wood plank. We'll actually make a staff, because I don't think we can use, can we use it? Let's get the hero panel up quickly. Can we use tridents? If you're never sure, go to skills and traits, weapon skills, tridents are a water weapon. We can! So let's make a trident to use, to put in our second weapon slot here. Oh, it's locked. Oh, we'll replace our cracked harpoon then. So, let's make all our greenwood planks, craft all, and you'll notice, which is quite cool, when I press craft all, it crafts one automatically, and the next one, and each subsequent one gets crafted faster and faster and faster and faster, which is brilliant if you're crafting, say, 100 of things. It does it in much shorter time than it would if you had to take like 1 second per each one. And it comes up here what's been added to your inventory, which is quite nice. So we've got a whole bunch of these now. We can make a green trident shaft. We only want to craft 1. You can change the number here but with these arrows, or of course typing it in here. But we only want to craft 1, so we craft 1 green trident shaft, and you'll notice my experience goes up every time I craft something. And now 1 bronze trident head, craft. Experience there, a tiny little bit. So now we have the components to make a mighty crude trident, which is great. It requires level 5, but we'll make it anyway. maybe have it on reserve for when we want, when we reach level 5. So let's craft that. Yay, we have one in our inventory now. We can even sell it or salvage it if we merely wanted to use it to get crafting experience. Now then, here comes the complicated bits. This is obviously your bank. This is, I think, the only way to access your bank is by going to one of the crafting stations and clicking the bank tab. This is some crap I've got from other characters, different boosts and transmutation things and bags and bonuses and stuff and mystery tonics and gathering stuff that I've collected over my high level characters and stuff from different events. That was from the Halloween event last year, so ages ago now. And here's what I've got in my inventory, so I can put stuff in here if I want. Let's put this in here. So it's not in my inventory. I'll keep all this. Lovely. This is your collectibles, which is like your kind of secondary bank, where any kind of crafting components or good things you want to keep and can use in crafting can be stored in here, so it doesn't actually take up bank space, which is lovely. You can obviously buy more bank space with real money if you see fit, which is one of the ways that Guild Wars 2 makes its profit, which is fair, because there's no subscription fee, which is nice. So obviously there's tons of things, and of course there's mini pets as well that you can store in here, and some, and I've got no mini pets because I'm poor and terrible. So I've got loads of crafting stuff here, so we can kind of make stuff to our heart's content. Now that's now for the most complicated bit, which is this bit up here, which is the top tab here, which is Discovery, where you can basically discover different recipes for better items than the simple ones you see here. And the way you do that is you get the simple components. We'll do the same with the trident here. We'll get the simple components here, so we need another bronze trident head, craft 1, and another green trident shaft, so we'll craft 1. Wood always seems to be a shortage. I don't know if it's just me and I'm bad at collecting wood or what. So now we can make another one because we've got the vials of weak blood. But say we want to make something better than just the basic mighty crude trident, because it's not the best. It's okay, but it's not great. We can make it even better, and it's got only plus 11 power. We can make it even better. The way we do that is we make something called a green wood dowel, and the different types of dowel will obviously raise in different levels. But a green wood dowel is the basic one, and we can make 2 here. It says here, but let's just make 1, and I'll show you what they do. So you make 1, and then you go to inscriptions, which every crafting profession has. Crafting trade. We can create a malign green inscription, which takes up the green wood dowel and another thing that drops off mobs. It actually takes up 3 tiny venom sacs, and that makes a malign green inscription. Used in the crafting of weapons, it gives plus condition damage, and I'll show you how that actually works in a second. Or we can make a mighty one, which gives plus power and takes up blood instead of some vials of weak blood as opposed to the tiny venom sacs, or a vital one which gives plus vitality, which uses bone chips. Now we're a necromancer, so we could probably use plus condition damage, because a lot of our spells and stuff give damage over time effects. So let's create one of them. We've got plenty of venom sacs, and we've got 1 green wood dowel, so let's craft this. Now to combine this with an actual weapon, we're getting a lot of experience here. See, we're already nearly level 3. Crafting is actually a great way to get experience, and you'd be surprised by how much experience you can get from crafting. These, obviously, the higher level you are for your crafting profession, go grey and give less experience, or no experience, I think, once they turn grey. So now to create this better trident, we go to Discovery, and there's a lot of crap here that we can't really use, and it's redded out to show we can't use it. What we do is we put the bronze trident head in here, and then it automatically even fades out the stuff that we definitely can't use. Then we put the green trident shaft, and we put this inscription in, which just kind of gets slotted in somehow. And it says, this looks like something. Craft the item to save the recipe. We craft, and we've made something new. We made a malign crude trident, which gives plus 15 condition damage. And we've dinged as well. See that? So Discovery is a great way to create better items, but also a great way to get experience. And now that we've crafted that for the first time, it's added here to our normal production list. So there we go. That's the basics of crafting. And each different profession makes different things. The huntsman makes bows and staffs. The weaponsmith makes, obviously, swords and stuff. The armorsmith makes, armor. The leatherworker makes light armor. Cooking makes food, and food gives different buffs. Dueling makes jewels and accessories. Tailoring makes robes and even lighter armor. I think that's all of them. Yeah, cool. The huntsman station also does something. What else does the huntsman? It does staffs, bows. What else? Short bows. Pistols and rifles and guns and torches and war horns and stuff. Okay, and harpoon guns and longbows and short bows and all the different varieties. So that's crafting 101 in very basic terms. So now that that's out the way, a bit of showing you how the crafting works, which is quite nice. Quite, it is very lengthy. I'm not going to deny that. It requires a lot of gathering to make it work, but it is reasonably rewarding, as opposed to in games like World of Warcraft, where drops from dungeons are always better than crafting materials, or at least they were when I played it. So it is good crafting, and of course, if you're just trying to grind experience, whether for your crafting experience or actual experience, you can always just destroy. Let's keep the nice one, and let's destroy this one, salvage it rather, and you get back most of the stuff that it was made of. Sometimes you get back very little, sometimes you get back some good things. Obviously the better kind of salvage kit you get, the better things you get back. It all makes sense and it all kind of comes back. So we'll deposit collectible, we'll also deposit this collectible, and we'll keep this for when we turn to level, this is actually requires level 10, so, and we're nowhere near level 10, so let's destroy that for now, and we can always make another one. That's the good thing. If you destroy something or sell something, it's not so bad if you have to make another one, as long as you've got the materials, because it does give you experience. That's a portal that takes us to the upper city, and I'll take you there now, because it's beautiful and I want to show you it. There's obviously different zones in the city, but they're extensive and lengthy, so I'll get to them in a minute. Let's go up to the upper city. So here we are, we look in the map. So it's like an elevator we've kind of got from this level, which is the elevator up, and we've come out here at the elevator down. And this is the upper city. Now something I like in every single game, which very few games do well, but this game, and this game is no exception, doesn't do it well, but it still has it, are racial leaders, and I want to go check them out. I always like to check them out, rather. And so I'll show you the racial leader for humans, who's the Queen of Tyria, although I cannot remember her name. What I'll do first, though, is I'm going to climb up this statue thing and get this vista and show you the upper city, because the upper city is properly beautiful. And I think if we get the vista, and the game, as opposed to me, shows you around, it'll really let you see how beautiful it is, because I wouldn't do it justice. Here we are. Oh, I'm stuck in a tree thing. Come on, get up here. Ah, there we go. View. Okay, this is the upper city here, and this will show you why this game is so beautiful. View. Shut up, woman. And man. Look at this. Look at this. And this is not like a cutscene. This is in the actual game. This is it panning. And I'll show you once we get out of this vista. This is the actual area. This is the upper city. So it's got this kind of garden and this kind of astronomy apparatus. Oh, it's beautiful. And that in the background was obviously the Royal Palace. And we got that vista. See, look at this. Even you can see things so far in the background. This is another thing that no game I've seen does well, in the sense that, look at these beautiful buildings and all in the background. You can't go to them. You can't go in them. It's like in Ironforge, there's some beautiful buildings on the outside of the mountain and stuff in World of Warcraft, and you'd love to be able to go in them and see them, but they just don't exist. They're just for decoration, which is a shame, but understandable, I suppose, because the world would be too big. But it would be so cool to be able to go to these houses and places. And it'd be nice because you could, if they implemented a kind of personal bit where you could buy one of the houses in a kind of Skyrim or Oblivion, Elder Scrolls series style, you get your own house. But anyway, I digress. So here we are in this upper city garden. It's beautiful, and we'll take you into the Royal Palace to see Queen, I want to say Queen Jaina, but I think I'm getting mixed up between her and Jaina Proudmoore. I could just jump down, but I'm gonna, I'll zoom out as far as I can, in fact, so you can really take in the sights and sounds of this place. Well, the music seems to have stopped, so the sounds aren't great just now, but you get the idea. The Seraph are the kind of human soldiers. And there's some refugees up here. Got the waypoint, which I didn't even notice was there. That's good. Shining blades of the Royal Guards, it seems. And if we literally walk here, would you like to continue to Queen's Throne Room? A bit of a messy way of putting it, but yes, I would like to go to the instance.